Welcome to Tiger Lily Talks. I'm your host, Christina, aka Tiger Lily. It is November, which means that it is Native American Heritage Month. It's a time to reflect, to learn, and to honor the first peoples of America. I'll also be discussing Paul Goble, one of my favorite authors. He dedicated most of his career to retelling Native American stories that he also beautifully illustrated. So let's get started. Before we dive deeper, I want to take a quick moment to acknowledge something personal. My nickname, Tiger Lily, which my late father gave to me, comes from a fictional Native American character in Peter Pan. Now, we all know that this story was created through a Western lens. But this name, Tiger Lily, has always symbolized power and imagination for me. However, I also recognize that it does reflect how indigenous stories were often retold by outsiders. I use Tiger Lily with pride and gratitude. It's to honor the spirit of storytelling and resilience it reminds me of. Native American Heritage Month actually started as a day. The very first American Indian Day was celebrated in 1915, thanks to Dr. Arthur C. Parker, who was a Seneca Indian and director of the Museum of Arts and Science in Rochester, New York. Later, in 1990, President George H.W. Bush signed a joint congressional resolution designating November as National American Indian Heritage Month, which we now call Native American Heritage Month. Since then, every president in the United States has issued an annual proclamation inviting Americans to celebrate the traditions, languages, and achievements of indigenous peoples. A great way to celebrate Native American Heritage Month is to visit a museum. The Hurd Museum in Phoenix, Arizona features a comprehensive collection of Native American art, artifacts, and historical objects, with a strong emphasis on the Southwest, of course. Another museum is located in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. It's called First Americans Museum. It tells the collective story of Oklahoma's 39 Native American tribes, as well as other tribes with historical ties to the state. First Americans Museum also hosts special events and cultural activities throughout the year. Another museum is the Denver Art Museum, located in Denver, Colorado. This museum has notable collections of both historical and contemporary Native American art. Some of their artworks are now on display in Busan, Korea as well. Now let's talk a bit about Native American storytelling. There is one very special author who devoted his career to preserving and celebrating these stories. That is Paul Goble. Paul Goble was born in 1933 in England. From a young age, he was fascinated by the art and legends of the Plains Indians in America. So in 1977, he moved to the United States and was later adopted by Chief Edgar Red Cloud of the Lakota Nation. Now, that adoption wasn't just symbolic. It represented genuine respect and trust. Goble spent years listening, learning, and ensuring his retellings honored their sources. As a result of this hard work and his efforts, he received the Caldecott Medal in 1979 for The Girl Who Loved Wild Horses. This is a very special story that captures the bond between a young girl and the wild horses she loves so deeply that she becomes one of them. The book celebrates freedom, transformation, and harmony between humans and nature, themes that echo through many indigenous teachings. On a last note, I must mention his illustrations. They are absolutely breathtaking and beautiful to me. Very distinctive. Crisp lines, radiant color, deep symbolism, often featuring people, animals, and landscapes that seem to breathe with energy. I currently have 6 of Paul Goble's books in my own collection, and every single one feels like a treasure. But some people wonder, can someone who isn't Native American tell Native American stories? Of course they can. Now, Paul Goble was not Native by birth, but he lived with deep respect for the people and cultures he portrayed. He worked closely with tribal elders, and his mission wasn't to claim ownership, but to honor and amplify. That distinction really matters. It reminds us that appreciation and appropriation are not the same. Appreciation listens, learns, and gives credit. Appropriation takes without understanding. Paul Goble's legacy sits firmly on the side of reverence. That concludes this episode of Tiger Lily Talks celebrating Native American Heritage Month. You can get more information by visiting nativeamericanheritagemonth.gov. Until next time, stay curious and keep your spirit connected to the stories that shape us all. This is Tiger Lily Talks.